All right, we are going to get started. I'll call to order the City of Milton Common Council meeting this Tuesday, August 4th at 6 p.m. Can I get confirmation of appropriate meeting notice?
Meeting notice was posted at Milton City Hall, Milton Piggly Wiggly, and Milton Public Library.
Thank you, Jenny. Approval of agenda.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Agenda item number 4, Mayoral Proclamation, Frank Bua Day. It was brought to my attention there's a milestone birthday in our city coming up on August 16th for Frank Bua. This is a huge accomplishment in and of itself, but even more so for a man like Frank and his contributions to the city of Milton, his military service. Far too many to just go through and list. We have a bunch in the proclamation that I'm going to read for all of you. When we're done reading this, Frank, I'm going to invite you up and give you a copy of this, and we can take some pictures with family or what have you at that point. Office of the Mayor Proclamation, Frank Bua Day, August 16th, 2026. Whereas Frank Bua will celebrate his 100th birthday on August 16th, 2026, surrounded by generations of family members, friends, and neighbors who have been touched by his remarkable life. And whereas as a young man during World War II, Frank left high school to enlist in the United States Navy because he believed it was his responsibility to serve his country honorably, completing 3 years of military service before returning home to continue his education and begin the next chapter of his life. And whereas Frank has remained proud of his service and committed to honoring his fellow veterans, participating annually in the Janesville Memorial Day Parade and receiving a Quilt of Valor in 2019 in recognition of his service and sacrifice. And whereas after the war, Frank enrolled at Milton College, graduating in 1952 and distinguishing himself as an exceptional baseball player, earning a place in the Milton College Athletic Hall of Fame with an outstanding batting average of .473. And whereas it was at Milton College that Frank met the love of his life, and together they chose to raise their 6 children in Milton because of the community's strong values, welcoming people, and reputation as a wonderful place to raise a family. And whereas throughout his working life, Frank served the Milton community in numerous roles, including managing the local telephone company, working as a mail carrier, operating a neighborhood liquor store, and later sharing his knowledge and love of history with younger generations as a substitute teacher at Milton High School. And whereas Frank is a founding member of the Milton Knights of Columbus Council number 6547 and was recognized in April 26 for 50 years of dedicated service to the organization, and whereas guided by his Catholic faith, Frank has lived the Knights of Columbus principles of charity, unity, fraternity, and patriotism by volunteering at the annual fish fry, assisting with fundraising efforts, supporting community service programs, and distributing Holy Communion to those who are infirm or unable to attend Mass. And whereas throughout a century of devotion to his country, his faith, his family, and his community, Frank has earned the admiration and respect of those who know him and has demonstrated what it means to live a life of service, humility, perseverance, and purpose. And whereas Frank's 100th birthday is not only an extraordinary personal milestone, but also an opportunity for the entire city of Milton to celebrate a man whose life and legacy have been closely intertwined with the history and character of our community. Now, therefore, I, Eric Stockman, Mayor of the City of Milton, Wisconsin, do hereby proclaim August 16th, 2026 as Frank Bua Day in the City of Milton, and I recognize all students, encourage all residents to join Frank's family and friends in celebrating his 100th birthday and recognizing his distinguished military service, his enduring faith, his commitment to helping others, and his many contributions to the community he has proudly called home. Signed this 4th day of August, 2026. Frank, if you want to step forward, we can all give Frank a round of applause, and I have something for you. Okay, thank you all. Number 5, presentation of donation from TLC Restorations. Rip, if you would. Rip, would you mind stepping to the podium? Hey, Rip, would you mind coming to the podium? First, yes. First of all, thank you, but I want to give you an opportunity to explain a bit where the funds came from and your thoughts
Sure.
behind it, please.
Sure. So we have a building in town. It turned 105 years old this year, and we've spent some time trying to clean it. And with the help of the city and with the help of the state, with some funding, we were able to refurbish that building. And the city's done a lot for us over the years, and the state's done a lot for us over the years. And we just thought, we wanted to celebrate and have a little bit of a party and have some fun. And we thought it was time to, we should give back a little bit. And we thought, well, what do you do? And the police department's around every day. They check our doors every night. And the first thought we had was, let's maybe take a charitable contribution that we donated food and sodas and some entertainment for the night. And we said, well, we'll just open up any donations that people would like to give. We'll take the donations and we'll double them, and we'll give it back to the city, having no inclination that it was actually going to be over $1,500 that we did. So we're going to be presenting today a check to the Milton Police Department for $3,000. We're excited to do it and thankful for everything that everybody's done for us over the years. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Sure. Yes. Yeah, I posted that for 6 months.
Thanks. It's not this one.
Okay, moving on. Number 6, public comments regarding items which can be affected by council action.
And we have one person signed in, Jason Dalkey, on agenda number 9.
You can talk now or when the agenda item's up. It's up to you, Jason. Sounds good. Make sure to call you up. Number 7, approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 8, discussion and possible action regarding request for enactment of an ordinance regarding school bus warning lights.
The city received a request from Stephanie Cullen, Operations Supervisor for the Milton Terminal Go Right Way, asking the Common Council to consider adopting an ordinance permitting the use of red warning lights by school buses operating within the city of Milton. In response to the request, a draft ordinance has been prepared for the council's review and consideration. The request expresses concerns regarding student safety during the loading and unloading of school buses, particularly when students are required to cross the roadway. The request references Wisconsin Statute 346.48(2)B and 349.211, which establish the requirements for motorists when school bus red warning lights are activated, and authorize municipalities to regulate school bus operations within their jurisdiction. The city does not currently have an ordinance addressing the use of school bus red warning lights within the city limits. And to start the discussion, a draft ordinance has been prepared and is included in the packet. The request also includes a copy of the City of Edgerton's ordinance for reference, and that was supplied by Go Right Way. And the attachments also include a written version of the request from Go Right Way, and we do have representatives from the organization in the audience today.
Thank you, Jenny. Any questions on this one yet?
No question, just a comment. I really don't see any issues with the ordinance. I mean, read through it, read the other one from Edgerton. Seems pretty basic when you read down through it. But as far as our actions tonight, since there's no ordinance number to adopt, I don't think we can take action tonight, can we, to pass this, since we don't have an ordinance number to pass? I would put forward a motion to pass it if we had an ordinance number.
We could just add an ordinance number onto that. No?
Yes, you can do that, yeah.
Maybe
That
there was,
doesn't-
yes.
That's just for filing purposes, basically.
All
It's-
right. Well, then, I guess I would move to approve the ordinance when we get the ordinance number regarding proceeding with the, now I gotta look at the top, forgive me, guys. Action regarding request for enactment of an ordinance regarding school bus warning lights, and I would waive the second and third and pass it on the first read.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Does anyone else have any other comments or discussion on this item?
Yeah, I have a question. Jenny, do we have an ordinance number that we could include in this, or is that something to come later? What do you prefer?
Since that's just for recording purposes, we do have, I believe, 593 and 592 on this agenda. Since the staff did not know if it was going to pass, we would say the 594. It does not need to be in the exact same order, just as long as it's on that agenda.
Ken, are you open to amending your motion?
Sure, would it be 2026-594 or 6?
2026 594. So, yes.
Okay, made it to 2026-594.
We have an amended motion and a second. Is there any other discussion or questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Number 9, discussion and possible action regarding the special event permit application received from Rubber Duck Winery for the Rubber Ducky Winery Jeep event scheduled for August 16th, 2026. Please state your name and your address, sir. And
Jason Nelke, 232 South Janesville Street, Milton. This is a event that we did last year, as well as similar to the event that we just did in July. Same exact format, same exact setup, and we've never had any issues or anything at any of the previous events. So we're going to just play it just like how we did it before, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty good turnout for the Makers Market, which also brings a lot of attention to our city. So we have some nice signs that help direct traffic. I've talked to the chamber director about that as well, just to make sure we don't have people trying to drive over the train tracks. So, but our team will also be making sure that that is manned and people aren't thinking they can just move barricades and drive through. So, but.
Does anyone have any?
I got nervous for a second. What's going on? Put my hands on me there.
I think he's going to cuff him right here.
Yeah, I was like,
Um,
surprise.
yeah.
So,
So, any other questions for Jamie here or? Jamie, sorry. Okay.
I make a motion to approve the special event application for Rubber Ducky Winery for the Rubber Ducky Winery Jeep event scheduled for August 16th.
Second.
yeah, I invite all of you to come out and check us out. It's a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a motion in a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. Number 10, discussion and possible action regarding the special event permit application received from Warm Kids Wisconsin for the Warm Kids Disc Golf Tournament scheduled for September 19th, 2026.
I guess I have just a point of order question is I don't see any alcohol and I don't see a street closure on this. I was just wondering why staff couldn't just have approved it.
Because it's using the park. So they're reserving the entire park, the King Hill Park Disc Golf Course.
Nope. I make a motion to approve the Warm Kids Disc Golf Tournament event application.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. 11, discussion and possible action regarding an extension of the residential exterior improvement grant for 626 Greenman Street.
The city has received a request from Anita Apted, owner of the property at 626 Greenman Street, seeking an extension for the exterior improvement grant awarded in spring of 2025. Ms. Apted was awarded the grant funding to complete exterior painting, with work to be performed by Van Horn & Sons. Due to the contractor scheduling delays, the project was not completed within the original timeframe established by the grant agreement. The applicant has been in communication with her contractor, Van Horn & Sons, who is scheduled to begin work immediately. The initial phase of the project involved power washing the exterior surfaces, followed by a required drying period of approximately 2 weeks before painting can proceed. As a result, the full scope of the project cannot be completed prior to the grant deadline. There's no additional fiscal impact. These funds have been earmarked. City administration makes no recommendation. However, the Community Development Authority did review this request and recommended approval of the extension to October 30th, 31st.
It was 90 days in the
An additional 90 days.
Yeah, they did choose October 31st.
I couldn't hear you.
So just, there were no issues as far as you guys were concerned? It was just a basic extension needed, no fault of the resident or anything like that?
With this one, I want to make sure I'm not getting the two crossed over. Excuse me 1 second.
This one was not completed, not started yet.
So the two are the similar situation by the contractor itself, and but in progress of, and then she's. Our concern was if we didn't give a timeline or a deadline, that the contractor might not feel motivated.
I understand as far as it goes for the extension, it was mostly on the contractor, and the person that's receiving the grant has done nothing inappropriate or no issues with the process there. It's just that they just need a little extra time. Fine, then I guess
Sorry, I have a concern, simply as I've talked about before. I care about the lead paint, and this is an older home built in 1850. So due to power washing, I cannot agree with this extension or work.
Well, I guess I'll put it forward and we can vote. I would recommend approval of the extension of the residential exterior improvement grant for 626 Greenman Street.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Didn't we implement something to deal with the lead paint issues?
That was in future applications.
Oh. Okay, that's it.
Okay. See none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
That motion carries. Number 12, discussion and possible action regarding an extension of the residential improvement grant for 605 College Street.
This is a similar situation. The request came from Carol Riley, owner of property of 605 College Street, seeking an extension for the exterior improvement grant awarded in the spring of 2025. Ms. Riley was awarded grant funding to complete exterior painting improvements to her historic home, with the work performed by Jason Van Horn and Sons. Due to contractor scheduling delays, the project was not complete within the original time frame established by the grant. Mrs. Riley has indicated that the work has now been completed and that the improvements significantly enhance the appearance and preservation of the structure. She has requested that the city grants an extension to allow reimbursement under the terms of the original award. Again, no additional fiscal impact, and city administration makes no recommendation. However, the CDA did meet yesterday and did forward a favorable recommendation to approve this grant extension.
I would make a motion to approve the extension on residential exterior improvement grant for the 605 College Street.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. Number 13, discussion and possible action regarding a proposed CSM for parcel V23 1462-13.
Backyard Properties is requesting an approval of a certified survey map to subdivide an existing parcel into 2 lots and 1 outlot. The applicant has submitted a certified survey map proposing to divide the property into Lot 1, which is 5 acres for a proposed planned unit development, Lot 2, which is 26.4 acres for future development, and then Outlot 1, 1.4 acres for a proposed stormwater facility for planned unit development. The proposed lots meet minimum requirements for lot size, width, footage as established in the city zoning and subdivision ordinances. The proposed lots comply with the applicable zoning district standards, including minimum lot sizes, lot widths, and other dimensional requirements. Each lot will have adequate frontage to access a public street, ensuring appropriate access for future development. Municipal water, sanitary sewer, and other necessary utilities are available or can be extended to serve the proposed lots. There's no immediate fiscal impact associated with the approval of the certified survey map. Future development on the lots may result in increased tax base and utility revenue. Staff recommends approval of the certified survey map, and Plan Commission did just hear this as well earlier today, and also recommended approval of the map.
Thank you. I will say at plan, we didn't have anybody come show up for the public, and I'm sorry if that's where you were going with it, Brooks. But
Yep, that's where I was going. No one showed up for this public hearing, but the developer was there to talk us through kind of his plans, but we can talk a bit more about that when we get to the PUD. That being said, I will recommend approval of the certified survey map.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. 14, discussion and possible action regarding a proposed planned unit development for parcel V23 1462.13 and ordinance 2026-592.
Backyard Properties is requesting approval of the general development plan for the planned unit development as part of Glacial Ridge 4th edition. There was a change that I was notified this morning. That does not have to do with the general development plan, but it does have to do with my memo, so I'm noting that. Instead of the total of 101 dwelling units, they've reduced the amount to 96 units. It's still going to have the same footprint as what is presented in front of you. It's just the apartments are going to be a little different sizes inside the building. So it's going to be 2 units of 32 units, a 17 unit, and a 15 unit. These will consist of 2-bedroom and 1-bedroom units. The PUD process allows flexibility from certain zoning requirements while maintaining an overall development pattern that provides for quality design, efficient land use, and compatibility with surrounding properties. The proposed multifamily residential development is consistent with the city's goal of providing a variety of housing opportunities. The development adds additional housing options while maintaining an organized and cohesive neighborhood design. The proposed PUD includes 4 residential buildings strategically arranged throughout the site, consisting of a total of 96 units. The PUD process provides an opportunity to evaluate the overall design and density of the project while considering surrounding land uses, infrastructure capacity, and the overall character of the Glacial Ridge development. The development will be served by internal access drives and connections to the existing transportation network, with final plans required to demonstrate adequate emergency access, pedestrian connectivity, and safe circulation throughout the site. Municipal water, sanitary sewer, and other necessary utilities are available to serve the proposed development. Final utility designs, stormwater management, drainage improvements, and other engineering requirements will be reviewed and approved as part of the specific implementation plan and final engineering review process. The proposed development is expected to increase the city's tax base and provide additional residential housing opportunities. Staff recommends approval of General Development Plan and Ordinance 2026-592. The Plan Commission also did review this and held a public hearing and forwarded a favorable recommendation as well. As a reminder, enactment of an ordinance requires the first, second, and third reading. The motion to adopt, if the council prefers, the second and third reading may be waived at the same time as the first reading is completed.
Thank you. Brooks, you want to add some detail?
Sure. So as we just made note that we went over this at the Plan Commission, and the developer came and kind of talked through the plans. As far as density goes, it would be as if we were rezoning to MR20, so it has kind of the same footprint as any of our multi-family residential zoning plots within the land already, or within the city already. And it sounds like they're going to do a mix of different types of apartments than what's already there. So I guess what's there now is currently 2 and 3 bedroom apartments, or 3 and 4 bedroom apartments, I can't remember. And then these will be geared more towards 1 and 2 bedroom apartments that have rents that will come in a little bit lower than what they have with their current available apartments. One of the questions that I had for the developer was just around what their vacancy rates were currently at the Glacial Ridge apartments over there now, and he told us that normal turnover 2 or 3 are kind of open, but generally they've been rented or pre-rented in a lot of cases. So the demand is there. And I think this overall just kind of extends that project is going to look exactly the same, or very nearly the same as what's already there. And I think would be a great addition to that area of the city. So.
Got a couple of questions maybe Alder Brooks could answer. Is with like the SIP and the timeline of when that next phase would be coming on board with those, and then just like timeline for start construction.
Ideally, the developer would like to start breaking ground this fall, so they could have at least foundations in to begin construction over the winter.
And then lastly, it looks like they have good plans for storm water drainage. I know we had a nice historic overflow in April, and just want to make sure that we're being mindful with the storm water drainage.
They do not have stormwater drainage plans yet. They have an area that they plan on putting it. They will have to conduct a DNR-approved stormwater study that is reviewed by the city for approval before. And that's part of the specific implementation plan, which is the next step.
And that was also a concern of Commissioner Klaus, tenants, when we were talking about it. But it sounds like it's going to be similar to what's already there. It's going to be kind of right up on the road, how it is with the apartments currently. But yeah, I mean, what we passed in plan was they had a lot of contingencies on it to make sure they do all the necessary studies and make sure they have room for all that stuff.
So, good point calling it historic. We did have a ton of rain over there and some issues. However, putting you on the spot, Mr. Langer, they modified one of those retention ponds. It made it a little bit almost bigger and put some rock down it. Do you know, did we ask them to do that? Or did they just do that on their own accord to change its volume?
Part of that basin is an infiltration basin, so they are continuing to do work on it to make it function the way it's designed, because it hasn't yet entirely. The riprap was added as an additional protection to try to help maintain the flows and protect the structure itself. So.
Thank you. I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the general development plan and ordinance 2026-592, adopting it on the first reading and waiving the second and third.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. 15, discussion and possible action regarding a proposed amendment to the Keystone Planned Unit Development and Ordinance 2026-593, amending zoning of property.
The Keystone development was previously approved under a general development plan that contemplated residential units operating as rentals. The applicant is now requesting the amendment to the GDP to allow the same units to be developed and sold as condominiums, owner-occupied units, rather than rental houses. The proposed shift from rental to condominium ownership does not change the underlying residential land use classification. The request is generally consistent with the comprehensive plan's land use designation and does not introduce any material changes to density, building footprint, or overall site intensity. The development will continue to function as a residential neighborhood. Therefore, from a zoning and land use perspective, the amendment is primarily administrative in nature. Fiscal impact, the proposed change does not have a fiscal impact on the city. Staff recommends approval of ordinance 2026-593. And again, the Plan Commission did host a public hearing on this and has forwarded a favorable recommendation. As a reminder, enactment of an ordinance requires a first, second, and third reading, and a motion to adopt. If the council prefers, the second and third reading may be waived at the same time as the first reading is completed.
Any questions for Paul? Or?
I know just personally, one of the things that concerns me is our lack of housing diversity in the city, and one of the areas that we're really lacking is in condominiums. Giving people those options, whether it's their first home or their change in life, where they're trying to transition to a different way of living. It's very difficult to do and stay in Milton. Most people I talk to, and it's typically people my age or older, that are tired of shoveling, tired of those types of things. They end up having to leave the city and going to Janesville because we just lack that in the city. So I personally see this as a positive. Even if it's just 10 units, it's 10 units we didn't have that leave the rental. And I also get concerned when I look at our number of owner-occupied as opposed to rentals when we look at those ratios. So to see even those 10 units become owner-occupied as opposed to rental, and in that condominium set, I personally see it as a positive.
Yeah, I'm pleased to see them going in this direction. I remember when this project came before Plan Commission a year and a half ago. I think I was the lone dissent on it because I didn't like the idea of those being single-family rentals. I didn't think it made a whole lot of sense. So I'm really happy to see that they're going the owner-occupied route. And I had some clarifying questions during the meeting that this will pertain to all of the units, not just the 3 that are there now. So I think this is, as Ken said, I think this is a great addition to our housing stock here. And yeah, I'm just happy to see this project moving in this direction.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 2026-593, adopt and waive the second and third reading.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. 16, discussion and possible action regarding a Keystone condo plat.
Now the applicant is requesting approval of a condominium plat for the previously approved residential development. The request converts the ownership structure from rental units to condominium ownership. The proposed condominium plat establishes the legal framework for condominium ownership of the existing approved residential development. The plat does not alter the approved site layout, number of units, building footprints, density, or overall intensity of the development. There's no direct fiscal impact to the city. Is anticipated as a result of this approval of the condominium plat. Staff recommends approval of the Keystone condo plat. Once again, Plan Commission did hear this and did forward a recommendation for approval.
I make a motion that we approve the Keystone condo plat.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? That motion carries. 17, discussion and possible action regarding the WISDOT project ID 3620-00-10/11/12 East High Street.
RH Batterman and city staff hosted a public involvement meeting here at City Hall on July 9th at 5:30 p.m. The meeting was to present the community with the planned improvements along High Street, to get feedback and to listen to concerns. Most of the concerns that were shared were related to loss of parking resulting from the installation of bike lanes, as well as loss of trees related to sidewalk installation. Some alternatives for the bike lanes and parking could be to remove the bike lanes, there's a typo there, to allow for parking, or further widening of the road to accommodate both parking and bike lanes. City staff has also performed counts of vehicles parked along the route since the meeting date. That data is attached and generally consists of 1 to 4 vehicles parked. Currently there are areas between Parkview Drive and Campus Street, as well as Hilltop Drive to John Paul Road, that are already posted for no parking. Parking would continue to be allowed between approximately Parkview Drive and Janesville Street, as the current roadway section is wide enough. the fiscal impact could change depending on what route the council prefers. For example, if the road were to be widened, it could add cost and those kinds of things. So staff is just seeking direction on how to proceed. We can have a discussion here to see if there's questions that I can answer, or maybe we need to get further feedback from our consulting engineer on the project too, to have more information before a decision is made as well. So just kind of open for question and discussions to see if the council has any strong opinions one way or the other regarding pieces of the project here.
I'll start then. The letter from Lauren and Matthew Bedard, I thought was well thought out and reasonable in a lot of respects. Are there any other alternatives that are available as to just the straight parking or no parking? I don't know, could you put parking on one side and a two-way bike lane on the other? Or is there, any type of alternatives? I personally, I don't know. I don't know. When we start talking about telling people they can't park in front of their own homes, and they even admit there's not a lot of parking there, but when they need it, they need it. It's not that they do it all the time. It's not like it's regular, and even your parking studies show that it is a very low density parking area. But that's admitted to by the residents that live there. I guess when I look especially at like number 6 in their request, evaluate alternative roadway designs that improve bicycle accommodations while preserving on-street parking. But I don't know what I don't know on this topic. This is not my area of expertise.
Regarding the bike lanes, my understanding is that if you have a bike lane going in one direction along a route, you are generally supposed to provide an alternate route to return in that direction, or return to the starting point. That was kind of discussed at the public information meeting. So I think in order to have bike lanes on road and with the section width that would be required and to allow parking, we would be looking at widening the road, which is, something that could be considered. I don't know what that looks like as of today. We would need to find out more information to see, or simply, I don't think putting the bike lanes on the road would be an option if parking is desired. Alternatively, a multi-use path in the location of the sidewalk, but then you're putting a 8 or 10 foot wide path where the sidewalk is and expecting residents to potentially maintain and take care of that versus a 5 foot or 4 foot wide sidewalk. So those are a couple options, but they both do come with challenges, I feel like. So
I have seen communities though where they parking and bicycle lanes kind of share real estate, and I've seen that. So I'm wondering if that's an option here as well, or why not? Why isn't it an option?
we could certainly ask for that to be looked at to see if it would be feasible. It depends on the width of the road and the required width for each individual lane, how much is required for parking. If it's a shared lane, it may be required to be wider than a parking lane, and that may be still not enough. So I don't know the answer right now. So, but we can certainly ask.
I would like to feel that we've explored more than what we have, given the concerns of the people that live there. Whenever they come in and they live there, then let's explore a little bit deeper as far as how do we try to accommodate this. If anything we can't, then we just can't. But I don't know, I feel personally, given the options that I've seen in the paperwork here, that we've explored all of our options.
I know I was kind of looking into this, and something I was reading is they had certain times where there's no parking, and then I think it was evening parking only, from certain times, and then the bike lanes were closed. Is there something that we could check into for that as well?
I can certainly ask. I can ask about shared parking and bike lanes, as well as alternate times with sign posting, allowing for different uses of the same area on the pavement.
Molly?
I'm going. Okay. Thank you. Before I blow up over here. Anyway, so I'm in strong favor of bike lanes. I think this road needs bike lanes. Coming from a biker who has young children, I don't often bike down High Street. I'm not going to go over to Janesville Street to bike down that either. So I do think there strongly needs to be bike lanes. I don't think the recommendation or the option of having parking and going around the parked cars is a good one. That's how people get hit, especially from behind. So that recommendation or option in the letter did not sit well with me. Another thing is there's the splash pad, the library, excuse me, and the high school all on High Street. So for wanting kids and people of the community to get outside, to get active, to get to these places, to recreate and just be part of the community, we need to open that up to biking. My last point is the Ice Age Trail runs along High Street. So you could potentially bike from Stores Lake all the way to the edge of Milton and not walk it. So my family has done that before in Janesville. It's really fun. It's a great way to get outside, be a part of a family. So with all that considered, I would like to see bike lanes.
And to be clear, I'm with you on the bike lanes. I'm saying if we can preserve some parking, but I would rather see the bike lanes as well down High Street.
I guess my only input is, and this is a Ken Classic, is compromise. Ken Classic is, I could see as really, I lean towards, of course, more data to Ken's point is needed. Parking on one side, bike lane on the other side. Can that bike lane on one side be a two-way bike lane? What's the, I don't know the dimensions of that or whatever. The lawyer's shaking his head. This is not good.
I was mirroring the chief. Because you have, I don't know that would be allowed legally because your bikes have to follow the same regulations as cars when they're on the street. So you can't have two-way traffic on the same lane with a car.
Right.
So I don't think it would be allowed. It'd also be probably, well, a law relying on police, but I would think it'd be incredibly dangerous to have that kind of traffic. So I would, from a legal standpoint, I would be concerned about it.
Yeah, I think you would need to have a physical barrier, so it would have to be an off-road bike lane or something at that point. But we can inquire and get confirmation from the consulting engineers.
I know when I was reading some of the more of the bike lanes, one of the things that they shared, they had the cars parked towards a curb, but they had an additional bike lane, and they said that the bike lane on that side had to be wide enough so if the door opened, the bike rider wouldn't ram into it while they're driving. So that would, for sharing, it would have to be wide enough for the bike and the car, both. So I'm not sure if we'd probably have to end up widening the road.
Do we have a dollar amount on the widening the road?
We have not investigated that yet, so that's part of what we would try to find out with these questions.
Yeah, there's just so much, obviously High Street affects so many people, right? We've talked about this before, but, I mean, we just don't have enough parking in the school area for special events, and there's businesses down on Parkview and High, and obviously I think that would be a huge, factor we would wanna know.
Well, quickly, does the no parking extend past Parkview on Janesville, or does that stay parking there? I thought I'd read.
There is parking along High Street between, not quite all the way to Parkview Drive, but between Parkview Drive and Janesville Street. And then from Parkview Drive to not quite the library, Campus Street, that's no parking. And then again from...
On one side.
It's also no parking on the, or just on the north side, just the north side. And then it's also no parking from roughly Shelburne Park, Hilltop Drive, I think, all the way to John Paul. So.
I'm the one that collected the data. I drove that road a lot.
I'll just add my 2 cents quickly. Molly pretty much said everything that I wanted to say, so thank you, Molly, because now people don't have to hear me say it. But I will also add that I've talked to a lot of people in the community, and this is something that they really, really want to see is to have our city be more bikeable. So any way that we can find a way to do that, and I think High Street is a perfect location for it, just because it is a main thoroughfare. I know it would make a lot of people in the community really happy.
So you looking for a motion to direct you to look at both parking and biking options and costs and all that?
I think that would be appropriate, yes.
I think I just made the motion though, sorry guys.
I'll second the mayor's motion.
Restate it, Derek.
I'll make a motion for Mark Langer to look in further details about different options for the situation on High Street.
Second.
We have a motion and a second made by someone other than me. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. 18, discussion and possible action regarding a proposal to update the hotel market study.
On July 7th, 2026, the city issued a request for proposal for a hotel market study to assess local market demand and feasibility for future hotel development. The study is intended to guide economic development efforts and inform potential development opportunities within the community. The city previously completed a hotel market study to evaluate the feasibility and demand for lodging development within the community. Since that time, market conditions, travel patterns, and local development activity have evolved, necessitating an updated analysis. The purpose of the study is to evaluate current and projected hotel demand, identify market gaps, and determine the feasibility of supporting lodging facilities within the city. This information will be critical in guiding future development discussions, particularly for key commercial corridors and strategic sites. If the primary objectives of the study is to determine whether the city has sufficient market demand to support a hotel, both firms have demonstrated the ability to complete a market demand analysis and evaluate the feasibility of additional hotel development. The city's objective is to further evaluate what type of hotel development is appropriate for the market and identify factors that may support successful implementation. The study scope should also consider elements such as hotel product type, development considerations, market positioning, and implementation strategies. The study will provide the city with objective data to support informed decision-making and reduce uncertainty for both the city and potential developers. Approval of the proposal will position the city and city staff to proactively recruit hotel development and respond to developers' queries with current and credible data. For a fiscal impact, the cost of the study would be funded through TID number 7. City administration recommends the Common Council approve a proposal to update the hotel market study. CDA discussed this extensively yesterday and did make a recommendation to go with the study from Hotel R&D, which is the lower cost of the two for $11,000.
Thank
I
you.
just have a quick question. Paul, I read both the proposals, and after you get so far into the weeds, it starts to blur. I have a question for you, because this is kind of what you do. When you read both of these proposals and think about, do you have any concerns with one over the other person? Because you're really the person who's going to be working with them, I'm assuming.
The CDA actually asked the exact same question. I think Derek over there has asked that same question. I think either of these would be an excellent tool. I don't think we need to go for the increased study.
All right.
The payment will be made through TID 7 or TID 9?
TID 9.
Thank you.
I guess this additional add to this is there was a study done, but I think it's about 10 plus years old. So just so much has changed in Milton over this time. That's why we kind of feel like the study needs to be redone.
I agree with that. I guess I would move to approve the proposal for hotel R&D.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on this? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? The motion carries. 19, discussion and possible action regarding Welcome to Milton signage in the city of Milton.
The Community Development Authority has recommended placement of a new Welcome to Milton sign. Staff has been able to secure placement of the new Welcome to Milton sign on Charter Next Generation property on State Highway 59 in Vickerman Road. The sign cost is $9,216.70. That would come from an Treasurer Bannock and I were discussing this a little further today. I'd like to change that to TID number 11 rather than TID number 9. There's no impact to the city's general fund. Staff recommends the purchase and placement of the Welcome to Milton sign and entering into an agreement with CNG for the sign. One of the reasons for the changes of which TID to use is we received updated numbers for 2026.
So in that agreement with, entering into the agreement with CNG, so when it tries to divide out the responsibilities, I'm assuming the city is responsible for the maintenance of that, but there's limitations on what we can do around that sign because it's their property?
It's essentially protecting them from legal liability if we injure ourselves. Our attorney did review the agreement and has recommended, and he's comfortable with the agreement.
Thank you.
I make a motion to approve the purchase and placement of the Welcome to Milton sign, entering into an agreement with CNG, and approve funding from TID number 11.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. 20, general items, starting with the committee reports, if anyone has one to share.
CDA met yesterday, and we talked about the extension of the grants and as well as the hotel study, which we all talked about tonight.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Plan commission just met and we just went over all those items.
Library board met, and I'll defer to, actually, I will just say one thing, that there is the auction coming up, Eric, for the poppies this year, to benefit the Story Gardens. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there, so sorry to cheer you on. But I would encourage everyone to go. It is a great evening. It is a lot of fun, and it is truly a great thing that they're doing at our public library. It benefits every kid of every age. Our Story Gardens do. And if you look at the things that are used to purchase, they're hands-on for the kids. It's just a lot of fun.
Well said. Well said, Ken. It's all good. Any other committee reports?
No, but I do have one general item before we jump into staff. I know. I did want to let you all know that next meeting is going to be my last meeting. I have to step down as I am relocating to the state of Minnesota. So I am obviously not rerunning for election, and next meeting, I did give the city a heads up a little bit more than today, but yeah, next meeting.
Any other committee reports or resignations? Okay.
Not a resignation, but committee report. I just wanted to say, I hope everybody had a chance to go see the Historical Preservation Society, the interpretive signs. We just got them all placed. It's been a long project, I found out. So I highly recommend to go see them and let us know how you like them.
Thank you. And I didn't mean to just glance over that, Charlotte. Thank you. We'll miss you, but there'll be more talks of that at the next meeting. So.
We'll revisit. We'll revisit.
A little bit.
Staff reports then.
The Vickerman Road project in the industrial park is nearly complete. John Paul Road work is underway. That is the bulk of that will be completed outside of work along John Paul Road, hopefully before school starts. You may have seen some concrete patching work in the intersection of Northside Drive where that concrete has heaved this year. So that'll be repaired as well in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, just continuing forward with those bigger projects and the routine work.
Thank you. Paul?
Preliminary net new construction was released by the Wisconsin DOR this week. We are seeing 5.7% for 2025, so that's great. Second largest is in Rock County. We had more actual cash assessment increases than the city of Beloit.
Wow.
47 million to 37 million. So staff has been working really hard over the past couple of years with these developments, and I'd like to thank Mark and Jenny,
Totally.
Chief, and Ashley, who's seen more customers because of it. One good, one bad. I won't let you guess which one. But we've just really been going good there. Couple developments obviously approved tonight. A couple more on the plate upcoming. We'll be having the data center moratorium that council requested. That will be at our next meeting. There will be a public hearing that's been published for the Plan Commission since it's a zoning ordinance, and that has to go through the Plan Commission. So expect that. Also, I'm going to keep pounding this one. Public meeting for comprehensive outdoor recreation plan. Public meeting August 19th at 6 p.m. That's all I got.
Thank you. Clerk Sell.
The board review will be held tomorrow in the council chambers from 5 o'clock until, for a minimum of 2 hours, to hear objections on property assessments for the 2026 assessment year. We are expecting at least a couple at this point. And then switching for election day is coming up. It's 1 week from today. And in-person voting continues until this Friday during regular office hours, and then City Hall will be open until 5 p.m. on Friday. And the public test was held yesterday, and we had no issues. Everything went well, and everything was submitted properly to the county, so that's very exciting. And we are coming into a grant submittal season, and so we have a couple things. Is the city software company Cassell offers annually a contest, or they call it a contest, so I call it a grant, for Cassell Commitment to Community Awards. So they offer 6 awards of $1,000 along with an educational user conference to the municipality. And the projects need to be completed or in the process of being completed. And the goal of these projects are creative ways to bring the community together. 2 submissions that I put together today were the Veterans Park Memorial map. So that is an educational piece that also allows people to use that map without actually visiting Milton. So some people, especially for ADA accessibility, they can still see who's in there, whose plaques are in there. And then the other one is the McKenna Park, the fully inclusive playground. So that was very exciting too. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Ashley.
Ken did take half my report, but our 3rd annual art walk is out in Story Gardens right now, featuring 17 poppies by local artists. And new this year, we do have youth poppies, so there's 20 poppies inside the library that you can come see. They will be all on display during the month of August, and they'll be auctioned off on Tuesday, September 8th at 5 p.m. And then funds will go towards the continued development of Story Gardens. The reminder, the last 2 auctions, we raised over $22,000. So I'm excited to see what this year brings. The library saw over 10,600 visitors in the month of July. So yes, we are busier. I wanted to shout out to my amazing staff who make the library such a fun and welcoming space that people keep wanting to come back to. We have people coming from Dane County, Jefferson County, all the way by Lake Geneva to our library. So shout out to my staff. And then we had a very successful Touch a Truck event a couple weeks ago. A big thank you to the police department, Lakeside, and DPW for bringing their vehicles and letting kids climb in them, honk horns, and sound all the sirens. So that was a really fun event. I want to make it bigger and better next year.
Thank you. Chief.
We did make 1 arrest at the Touch a Truck event, and that was head librarian Ashley Kunkel. There is a photo circulating. We can make sure it gets its way around the council. She was released really quickly, though. That was a fun event, so thank you for including us for that. Right now, actually, Sergeant Corder and Officer Cook are in Edgerton at the National Night Out event. We've been going to that since I've been here, and I think they've attended years past, so really similar to the Touch a Truck. Hopefully, kids aren't blasting the sirens like they were at the library, though. Shout out to Public Works, the mechanics again, Mike and Chris. They completed our squad upfit, just one this year, but I tried to throw a curveball with some additional side lighting. They did a really good job with that, so thank you for letting them take that on. Also working with Attorney Schrader on some e-bike, e-scooter language to tweak with our current existing ordinance that hasn't been played with since 1968. So some language to clean up and merge. So we'll be looking to bring that before council for review. Date to be determined. Additionally, with our fitness center that I keep talking about, all equipment received has been set up. Working with CIVMIC on tweaking or adding a policy to our city employee handbook, though, before that is operational and employees can start taking advantage of that. Other than that, our 2 officers, hold on, I got some pop up here. Officer Bowersock and Officer Wells are on track for their field training, so they are scheduled to be completed within the next 2-ish months. They're both staggered by about a month. And then Officer Becker, who was just sworn in last week, will start the academy on next Monday. That's all.
Thank you. All right, team building exercise this meeting. Worst hairstyle ever. It should, preferably one that you've had.
Bowl
Bonus
cut.
points if you still have it right now, but go ahead.
I had a mullet.
We can all see that in our head right now. The curly perm for the guys, the tight curly perm back in the 70s. Yeah, that was hot. Totally hot.
Bowl cut. Had that for a couple of years.
I will go on this one. I having a perm with permed bangs and then blowing it out. So
about like the bullet shield?
yeah, that kind of Farrah Fawcett, like, yeah, the bangs flipped up. Yes, that was my hairstyle for a couple of years when I was like 12, 13. Yeah.
All right, second grade. My mom makes me get a perm mullet.
Bring it back, bring it back. Come on.
The
We
next
need
week,
pictures.
my dad shaved my head.
I think this says a lot as to how you turned out. I think you know.
For me, probably about 15 years ago, right before I moved to Wisconsin, I had hair down to my shoulders, and it was not a good look.
In sixth grade, so I have naturally curly hair. They didn't know how to cut hair back in the 80s, so I went and got my hair cut. They went ahead and my whole top, it looked like mullet balls basically. It was little curls all up here, and then it had the the mullet look back there. And then it was picture week, and so then I had like a big red zit with big red lips because I had the lipstick sticking. It was horrible. I looked like Bozo the clown. That picture is like the worst picture ever.
There's
so,
a picture
yeah.
that I'm hearing.
Yeah, there's a picture, but I don't know where it's at. But yeah, no, it was bad. So I never went to a hairdresser after that, just so you know.
I have curly hair as well, and I used to have bangs, but it would just be like 3 curls right there. So, never again bangs.
I have really thick hair. It's always been really long, but we lived in Minnesota. Imagine that growing up. And there were so many bugs and gnats, and they would get trapped in my hair. I know. So my mom thought it would be cool in the 80s to cut my hair super short and then shave one side of it like really short as a girl. It was awful. I grew it out after that. I know.
That was like deep.
But it used to be a style, but not a teenager.
I don't know. My mom was very particular about making us all, like, she curled our hair every morning. It was like a whole thing in my house. So, like, as a child, I always had, like, gray hair. Did not carry that on, hence why it's always up. Yeah, I don't know. I got highlights once that didn't look the best. I guess that's it. I don't know.
Does anyone know what sun-in is?
Oh, yeah.
Because my aunt did that to me one summer. That was great.
I'll just go with the bowl cut like Brandon.
I feel like you two do that a lot.
Apparently I'm really boring. I didn't have any. No, I said it was really boring. I didn't have a mohawk. No, that would have been cool. No. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, there you have it. No, I was probably just a crew cut, I guess.
Is that everybody up here? We got everybody.
Except yours.
Yeah, so I did that. So it's terrible. I'd spike my hair more, and I'd like the frosted tips, like the blonde tips, and then the visor upside down. Seriously, what a tool! I know.
Did you have the white rim sunglasses too? That you wore on the back of your neck?
No, but it was all of that, and there's pictures of that too. Yeah, I was so cool. All right, Go ahead.
Trying to be.
Trying to be. Go ahead, folks.
I can't remember if I ever had one, but I'm pretty sure my brother's boat had a period where they had like a rat tail going on.
Oh, the rat tail.
Okay. Well, thank you all for playing along. That was fun. That was a good one. Thought of it during meeting too. Hadn't prepped. So it was like, oh no. All right. So our next meeting date is August 18th, 2026. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye. Stand adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Just quick
Thank you.
question, why,
Thank you.
what made you decide that? Who were you looking at?